Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Shadowbringers. In the last episode, we entered Malika's Well, fought through all the enemies in there, and found the Light Warden and destroyed it. But our character is beginning to suffer some ill effects from the amount of light that she's absorbing. So, not great there. But we are now back in the Crystarium. We're going to need to continue on to the next thing we're going to need to do. Which is probably going to be heading to Eorzea, though we're probably going to take a little bit of a detour before we get there. Because we are now level 78, which means we have a new stage of the role quest line with Grandson that needs to be worked on. Though I'm not even sure I can actually do that yet. Maybe. You know what? I'm actually going to hold off on that. I'm going to hold off on that for a little while, because I think that I'm going to need to have the rest of Eorzea unlocked in order to be able to do it. I know that one of the quests in that chain is probably going to need to have the northern half of Eorzea unlocked before I can actually do it. So, again, change of plans. Going to hold off on that for a little bit. We'll do that once we have access to the northern half of Eorzea, which is coming up here in a little bit. Don't know if we're going to get to that today, but we will get to that soon. Okay. So, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to talk to Y'shtola, and then we'll probably go through some cutscenes here. We'll have another chat with Ardbert, most likely, and then have a chat with the Crystal Exarch, figure out what we're going to be doing about Eorzea, and then we'll head on out there. We'll see how far we get. But, as I said, we are 78, so new set of gear, though I don't really like the way that it looks, so I have glamored it with the Crystarium Guard uniform that we got a little while back, which I do really like the looks of. So, go ahead. Though with one exception, with the warrior set, that's the weapon you get at 78. It's a giant freaking hammer. I think I'll use that. Maybe. But we'll be sticking with Dark Knight for the time being. Alright, let's have our chat with Y'shtola here. Alright, the others are with the Exarch. Before we join them, there is something I wish to confirm. Tell me, Reen, have you noticed anything peculiar about Ayame's appearance of late? Anything at all. Speak freely. She won't mind. Well, since Minfilia bequeathed her power to me, I have been able to see the light inside her, though I didn't think anything of it at first, but after we defeated the Warden in Amarang, I realized something was wrong. You've absorbed its ether, Ayame, and the light within you has grown monstrous. And it is as I suspected. How are you feeling? Not so good, apparently. Ayame? If naught is done, this will only get worse. Reen, with the power of the Oracle, you have gained some measure of control over light, have you not? Is there anything you can do for her? Extinguishing it is out of the question. Even at her strongest, Minfilia could only hold back the light. I might be able to suppress it, but I don't know for how long. Then we have no choice but to rely on Eorzea and his secrets. If the next battle is to be the last, you may yet be able to play your part, but you will need all of your strength. I will discuss strategy with the others and see that everything is made ready for our departure. You are to return to your chambers and rest until then. Understood? Yes, mother. I'm actually gonna do that. Ha! None of that, cheek, or I will take you across my knee. Now off with you to the pendants. We will call you for when the time comes. Okay, I'm just going to ignore that. Okay. So off to the pendants, and we'll get some rest. Probably have our chat with Ardbert, as I mentioned. Alright, there we go. Manager of Suites. Let's go ahead and, is it... Oh, I skipped that. Perhaps that meal in a freshly made bed will improve matters. Your room is ready if you'd care to retire. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So this is where you've been hiding, I guess.
And sometimes the dead would rather not be disturbed. But enough about me. What of Armorang? I see. Minfilia's gone then. Which means the reason I must suffer this purgatory shall forever remain a mystery.
What's the matter? Are you all right?
What just happened?
There was something Minfilia said to me, apparently. Yes.
Minfilia said my time had not yet come. That I still had a role to play. Not even the most valiant heroes can stand alone. No, it couldn't be. There's only one hero in this room, and it is not me. I'm just a shadow, cursed to wander.
Forgive the intrusion, but Minfilia, that is, Reen, and the others were asking after you. Is everything all right? That pain again. And did it pass? Thank goodness for that. I would not wish to see you suffer. Though I know only too well how much you have suffered on our behalf in recent days. Indeed, I have no right to impose upon you further. Nevertheless, I must ask one thing of you. That you survive this, no matter what. When the dust settles, you must return to your world, for the battles to come, and the wars yet unwon. The final Light Warden is all that stands between us and victory. There is still much we must do to prepare, but for now, I will see if there is aught that may remedy the strange affliction which plagues you.
Alright, I'll see it through. Indeed.
Of that I have no doubt. Even if I had my pick of every Reflections heroes, I could not have asked for a finer champion. I'll not keep you from your rest any longer. Take as much time as you like.
Heavensward. Like, no, this isn't right. It would need to be later, after the liberation of Alamigo, perhaps. Please tell me you're finished. We have to go. They'll be upon us in any moment. Very well. Where to next, then? Let's just worry about getting out of the city and pray the airship is still in one piece. Anywhere we go from here will just be more of the same. Gods, by the sound of that last one, I reckon the Knights 12 might be the Knights Rubble by now. Is there nothing else we can do? Look around you. This isn't war. It's a sickness, and it's spread to every corner of Eorzea. The city-states are in disarray, and by all accounts, the Far East is faring no better. There'll be nothing left of us when this is over. This world is beyond saving. I never have tired of that story, when the hero swoops in astride a white dragon to save the little girl. I could die happy knowing someone like that was still around. Indeed, but not today, not while our message remains undelivered. That was an echo. Have faith, my friend. We will find her. So, whose memory was that? What a peculiar dream. So, I guess we need to talk to this guy to start the next quest there. Return to Yulmore. Alright. Miss Yatsurugi, I trust you had a pleasant rest. While you were ensconced in your chamber, a message arrived for you from the Exarch. He bids you come to the Ocular at your earliest convenience. And madam, wherever your duties may lead you next, I shall pray for your safe return. May the night keep you. Very well. Alright, off to the Ocular, see the Exarch. Get the briefing on what the next plan of attack is. Alright, do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say the word and I would be happy to escort you to the Ocular.
There you are. May I assume you've had your fill of rest? That is well. Now that we are all present, let us speak of our plan. Thus far, we have vanquished 4 Light Wardens, restoring night to much of Norvrand. Only one remains, that of Calusia. And with Reen to guide us, I am certain we will find it.
We're so close now. If we can just take care of this one last warden, we'll rob the Sin Eaters of their final foothold and drive them out of Norvrand once and for all. It will be a new beginning for the First, a chance for the people to rebuild their world.
In short, a prize worth fighting for.
And in thus delivering the First from destruction, so too shall we unsow the seeds of the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Do you hear? Your dreamed of rejoining is in jeopardy. Are you sure you're not tempted to intervene?
You labor under the misapprehension that vanquishing the Sin Eaters is tantamount to saving the world. It is not. In truth, you only delay the inevitable, lengthening your fleeting lives by the smallest of margins. Twould be churlish of me to deny you this small concession, close as we've become. Foolish and misguided though you are not without charm. Each and every one of you is possessed of a noble heart. When the weak want for succor, you do not hesitate to provide it. Alas, your nobility is short-sighted. You think only of the problem in front of your nose. A limitation of your ephemeral existence.
Our lives may seem short and insignificant to the likes of you, but one does not need to be an eternal being to achieve lasting change.
If I may stop you there, I do not claim that we Ascians are special. That is another misconception. In the beginning, everyone lived nigh for eternity. Such was the natural order of things. But like so much else, this was taken from you. You won't object if I borrow your plaything? In the distant past, when the world was one and whole, a great calamity threatened all life. It began without warning. The very laws of the star were warped and broken, and chaos swiftly spread throughout the land. Faced with annihilation, we sought to imbue the star with its own will. Thus was Zodiac born, and by his power was order restored. Ere long, however, thankless fools began to fear that Zodiac's might was too great, and so they conjured another to keep him in check. Your own dear Hydaelyn.
And the two beings waged war until, with a single devastating blow, Hydaelyn unmade Zodiac, scattering his being across space and time. So you told us in the Katana Ravel.
Yes, yes. And there began our woes, with Hydaelyn's blow and all that it wrought. As a counterbalance to Zodiac, Hydaelyn was created with the power to enervate her foe. This singular ability strikes not at such banal things as flesh, but everything that defines the target, diluting its existence. For example, were she to strike you, two individuals, identical in appearance yet reduced in all respects, strength, intelligence, the soul itself, all is halved. Do you see? This self-same fate befell not only Zodiac, but the very star. Only 3 were fortunate enough to escape the Sundering. Me being one of them. When I beheld the shattered remnants of our home, I knew deepest despair. The inhabitants of these 14 fragments were feeble, frail and foolish, oblivious to their imperfection, ignorant of their past. Malformed creatures thrashing blindly about. Pitiful, disturbing, depressing. So, we took it upon ourselves to rejoin the worlds. But in our eagerness and, I confess, our ignorance, we erred and made a useless void of the 13th. It was only afterwards that we discovered a connection twixt source and shard. A flow of energy that maintains elemental balance. And thus did we arrive at our time-honored modus operandi.
From a purely Ascian standpoint, it could be said that what you seek to do is only logical. But that would be to ignore the immeasurable destruction wrought with each rejoining. You have murdered millions, and this we cannot condone.
By your fragmented existence, you continue to give rise to tragedies far crueler than any calamity. But yes, moral relativism and all that. Case in point, I do not consider you to be truly alive, ergo I will not be guilty of murder if I kill you. Oh, don't look at me like that. You for whom I have only the highest expectations. A vaunted hero of the Source, 7 times rejoined. Long have I awaited one who might brave a path of lesser tragedy. A resilient soul able to endure the necessary pain. I dare to hope that my wait is over. So, finish your task and slay the Light Warden. Make proof of your usefulness, and then we may speak again.
Forgive me, my lord, but this could not wait.
Speak freely, Captain.
Our informant in Colusia sends word of unusual activity in Yulmore. It appears their forces are entrenching themselves at key points throughout the city, making ready for an attack by all indications.
An intriguing use of resources. I rather doubt Lord Vorthry is concerned for the safety of his citizens.
You think he's harboring the Light Warden inside the city walls? Even if he does have some means of controlling the Sin Eaters, wouldn't that be a little risky?
Risky or not, if there is even a chance the Warden is hiding there, we will need to act fast. The longer we wait, the better prepared the Yulmorans will be.
Agreed. See to your preparations then and make for Colusia. God's willing, this hunt will be the last. Let us see it through to the end.
We should begin by assembling in Rite. There we may assess the situation in Yulmore and decide how best to proceed.
Alright, so that's a lot of information. And a breakdown of the history of the source and the formation of the shards. And a bit more information about what the Ascians are trying to do and why. And yes, it does make some semblance of sense from a certain point of view. For them to try to restore the world they lost. But does the ends justify the means? They seem to think so. But we obviously disagree. So, we are off to Rite. To deal with Yulmore, most likely once and for all. Alright, there's Alphino. Alright, there you are, Yubby. The others have gone ahead to reconnoiter Gate Town. We are to follow shortly. It's been a while, has it not, since the two of us infiltrated Yulmore? Since we faced Lord Vorthry and have felt such fury as I have never felt before. His actions are unconscionable, of course, and any abhorrence I felt for him entirely justified. Yet mingled with my rage there was something else. At first I was unsure what it was, but in the course of our struggles I found the answer. In Vorthry's self-righteousness, in his absolute belief that he and he alone is the cure to the world's ills, I saw a reflection of myself, and it brought the memories of all my past follies flooding back. He is the vainglorious, ignorant fool I once was, and having shared in his affliction, I feel duty-bound to open his eyes to the truth. Whether he will accept it with the good grace I did is another question. What is it, Reen? Do you sense the Light Warden? I'm not sure. The aura is different. Perhaps if we were a little closer. This time we were on our way in any case. Let us join our comrades in Gate Town. Ayame, as a precaution, may I ask that you go first to ensure that the path is clear? The closer we are to Yulmore, the more I worry that Reen may be recognized. If you see any prying eyes along the way, pray encourage their owners to look elsewhere. Alright. Let's start heading towards Gate Town. Oh, we want to head over there, apparently. There's an agitated man. A couple of agitated individuals. Interesting. Lord Vothri, we hear, we obey. Okay. Well. They apparently give me no choice. So. Is there more around here? Well, there must be. Oh, there you are. I didn't even see that person. Delirious youth. You hail the civilian, but he does not respond and continues his incoherent rambling. Okay, well, at least he's not violent. But, these people ain't right, that's for sure. Alright, there is a euphoric youth. Long live Lord Vothri, long live Lord Vothri. Okay. Now we head to Gate Town. Now this stuff probably isn't going to want to attack me at all. Because we're level 78. This is all level 70 stuff. Though it still might. Alright. There's Thancred, and there's a whole bunch of people. And Eorzea. Alright. Good of you to join us. I was debating whether to warn you, but it's too late now. I take it you noticed the people behaving strangely along the path? It's more of the same here. You're still in Eorzea are investigating as we speak. Let's wait and see what they have to say. Alright, take the silver pieces. Eorzea is trying to make sense of the strange phenomenon afflicting the residents in Gate Town. Alright.
Strange. Passing strange. By their behavior, we may safely assume that they are under Vothri's mind control. Yet the extent of the effect seemeth to vary dramatically between subjects. It is far too pronounced to be attributed simply to the vagaries of innate magical resistance.
Curiouser and curiouser. We met with no trouble en route. My thanks for securing the way. But given the state of the townsfolk, I see we were never in any danger of being recognized.
What can you tell us from here?
I sense a powerful eater in the uppermost reaches of the city. But there's something different about it. Its light is impure. We need to get closer.
Oh, so that one's Alfino. Well, unless you're triplets.
Kaishir, what are you doing here?
While I was scouting the area, I noticed a suspicious figure skulking about. So I accosted him, only to have him call me Alfino. I thought it best to bring him along.
You see, that informant who's been feeding secrets to the Crystarium, it's me. See, after you saved my life in Yulmore, I thought about going somewhere far away, but I couldn't just leave, not without paying you back. So I decided to stay here, keep an eye on things, and whenever I spotted something strange, I shared it with your friends.
That took no small amount of courage. Well done.
I assume you saw what happened here.
Right, so an airship flew in a bit ago, and not long after, Vorfrey starts ranting and raving. You could hear him from all the way out here. Geezer was doing his nut, shouting and screaming like someone had nicked his pie.
'Tis like the airship bore the soldiers sent to thwart our efforts in Armorang.
So eventually the yelling dies down, and then this hot, sticky wind comes blowing through. Now that's when everyone went funny. No, everyone but me. Well, me and a couple of newcomers, though even they started mumbling about Vorfrey after a while. Not as bad as the rest, mind you.
Newcomers.
There's something I need Reen to see. This was among the townfolk's food stores.
Oh, that's just meal. Yulmore doles the stuff out.
No, it couldn't be. I know what it is. It's Sin Eater. Meal is made out of Sin Eater.
So it is. In limited quantities, it may have little effect on an average individual. Yet if one were to consume it regularly, over a period of several years, I suspect it would do far, far more than merely nourish the body.
That Vorfrey wieldeth power over Sin-Eaters is known. Could it be that those who partake of their flesh do thereby render themselves susceptible to his influence? 'Twould serve to explain why the town's newer arrivals succumbed less quickly than those raised on a diet of meal.
He's been rounding up Sin Eaters and feeding them to people. Altering them mouthful by mouthful, all to stop them answering back. There are desperate souls out there killing themselves to escape turning. This is unforgivable. An atrocity.
These Sin-Eaters. What if they are not simply rounded up? Do you remember what we were told when first we came to the city? Many enter, but none leave. Let us put an end to it. To this paradise built upon the bones of the poor. Vorfrey's deeds are beyond justification. Beyond forgiveness. Evil.
It's highly probable that the Light Warden is waiting for us somewhere in there. But our enemies know our faces. They know that we are coming, and they will not let us through without a fight. Like it or not, The time for stealth is past. Now, my friend, if you would be so good as to lead the charge.
All right. So that ascension that the one girl was talking about? Yep. Valkyrie is turning people who are no longer useful into Sin Eaters, and then turning the Sin Eaters into meal, and feeding it to the rest of the people. Lovely. Alright, so we are ready for our final assault on Yulmore to take Valkyrie down. But we will work on that for next episode, because we are out of time. So, for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.